Hey there, explorers. Ready for a deep dive?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Today we're plunging into the icy depths of H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness.
Ah, yes, a classic.
It's a chilling tale of cosmic horror set in Antarctica, where a scientific expedition stumbles upon something truly ancient and terrifying. You know, it's funny, Lovecraft himself was actually terrified of the cold and the vast emptiness of Antarctica.
That makes sense. I mean, it definitely adds to the story's atmosphere.
Totally. So, let's set the stage.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 1930s, a time when Antarctica was still largely unexplored.
Right, a lot of mystery surrounding it back then.
Exactly. And this expedition from Miskatonic University, gotta love those fictional universities, is venturing into the unknown, hoping to make groundbreaking discoveries.
Well, they certainly found something groundbreaking.
They did. They uncover the ruins of an ancient city that predates any known human civilization.
A city built by these bizarre creatures Lovecraft calls the Elder Things.
The Elder Things, yeah. Have you ever tried describing them to someone who hasn't read the story?
Oh, it's impossible. I mean, picture this. Octopus-like heads on starfish-shaped bodies with wings, like something out of a fever dream, right?
It really is. And these Elder Things, they weren't just some primitive life forms. They were highly advanced with technology and bioengineering skills that would blow our minds today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they created the Shoggoths, these amorphous, shape-shifting creatures that served as their workforce.
The Shoggoths, yeah. They're like the ultimate horror movie monster, capable of assuming any form, incredibly strong, and not exactly friendly.
And that's where the real horror of the story starts to creep in. The Shoggoths eventually rebelled against their creators.
Talk about a cautionary tale. Even the most brilliant creations can turn against you.
Right. It makes you think about our own advancements in artificial intelligence and biotechnology.
Definitely food for thought. But let's get back to the Elder Things city. What was it like?
Well, it's described as this massive cyclopean structure. Think ancient Greece on steroids.
Wow, so we're talking huge. And what about the architecture?
The architecture is described as non-Euclidean.
Non-Euclidean. Okay, you're going to have to explain that one.
It basically means it defies the laws of geometry as we understand them. Spaces fold in on themselves, angles don't add up. It's like stepping into a world where logic no longer applies.
My brain hurts just thinking about it. So it's not just the creatures that are alien. The entire environment is designed to be unsettling and disorienting.
Exactly. Lovecraft uses this to emphasize how fundamentally alien the Elder Things were. Their reality was completely different from our own. And it plays into one of his central themes, cosmic indifference.
Cosmic indifference, you keep using that term. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Basically, it's the idea that the universe is fundamentally indifferent to human concerns. It's not malicious, it simply doesn't care. Our joys, sorrows, triumphs, failures, they're all meaningless in the grand scheme of things.
Wow, that's both fascinating and terrifying at the same time. And the Elder Things, with their alien city and their ultimate demise, seem to embody this concept perfectly.
Absolutely. They were this incredibly advanced civilization, but in the end, they were just a blip on the cosmic radar, swept aside by the relentless march of time and chaos.
So they're gone, vanished, just a bunch of creepy ruins and unsettling sculptures left behind. But what about their creations? The Shoggoths, what happened to those things?
Well, that's where things get even more unsettling. The expedition discovers evidence that the Shoggoths didn't just disappear. They're still out there, lurking in the shadows of the Elder Things city.
Oh no. So even though the creators are gone,
Yeah.
their creations live on.
Yes, and they're not exactly waiting with open arms.
Okay, so we've got this incredible ancient city built by alien creatures who are long gone. We've got these terrifying shape-shifting Shoggoths lurking in the shadows, and we've got this overarching theme of cosmic indifference hanging over everything. What happens next in this expedition from hell?
Well, that's where the true madness begins. The remaining members of the expedition press on, driven by a combination of scientific curiosity and sheer terror. And what they discover next will push them to the very limits of their sanity.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear what happens next. This is intense. We'll have to dive back into this in the next part.
So last time we were talking about how the expedition uncovered this incredible ancient city built by these alien creatures called the Elder Things.
Right, and those terrifying Shoggoths, their creations lurking in the shadows.
Yeah. It's wild. The city's described as this massive structure. Think ancient Greece on steroids.
Huge.
And the architecture, it's non-Euclidean. Like, it breaks the laws of geometry. Spaces fold in on themselves, angles don't add up.
So basically, it's a visual representation of What even is reality?
Pretty much. But this feeling, this sense of wrongness, it isn't just limited to the buildings. It's like the deeper the expedition goes, the more messed up the landscapes they encounter become. Like, they discover this mountain range that's taller than anything else.
Oh, hold on. Taller than Everest.
Way taller. And the formations are just bizarre. Like something out of a nightmare. It's like, imagine a world where the laws of physics are just suggestions.
I don't even want to imagine that.
Yeah.
So the environment is basically reflecting the Elder Things' alien mindset.
Exactly. It's like their weirdness is woven into the very fabric of their world.
Okay, so if their city is built with impossible angles, their mountains are probably upside down, right?
Something like that. And that's where this theme of cosmic indifference really comes into play.
Right, because it's not just about physical dangers like the Shoggoths.
It's the psychological toll of confronting the truly unknown, the sheer scale of it all. It can break you.
Like that scene where Professor Dyer, the geologist, he starts having a full-on existential crisis.
Yeah.
Seeing these impossible landscapes with his own eyes. He just can't handle it.
Yeah. And that's what Lovecraft does so well. It's not just about monsters jumping out. It's about this creeping dread, this slow erosion of your sanity as you realize just how insignificant humanity is.
Yikes. So it's like the more you learn about the Elder Things, the more you realize how little you understand about the universe.
It's that feeling of the more you know, the less you know. Except multiplied by 1,000. And then you add giant shape-shifting monsters to the mix.
I'm starting to get a headache just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But the expedition keeps pushing on, right? What else do they uncover about the Elder Things?
Well, as they explore the city, they find these bas-relief sculptures, like these incredibly detailed carvings depicting scenes from the Elder Things' history.
Ooh, like murals telling their story.
Yeah, but way creepier. These carvings show them waging wars, migrating across vast distances, even interacting with other alien species.
Wait, hold on. Other alien species, plural.
It seems so. Lovecraft throws in this little detail that suggests that the Elder Things weren't alone. Like, there's a whole history of extraterrestrial life on Earth that we don't even know about.
Okay, now I'm really freaked out. So we've got this one terrifyingly advanced civilization who might not have even been the first. And who knows what else is out there.
Right. It's like opening one cosmic can of worms after another. But this is what makes Lovecraft so compelling. That sense of the vast unknown and the realization that we're just scratching the surface of what's out there.
It's amazing and terrifying at the same time. But it's not just about telling a scary story, is it?
No. At the Mountains of Madness really makes you think about the nature of knowledge and the limits of human understanding and the dangers of digging too deep.
Right. Because sometimes things we discover can be more trouble than they're worth, like Pandora's box. Or, a city full of Shoggoths.
Exactly. And it makes you think about our own pursuits, our drive to understand everything. What if, in our quest for knowledge, we uncover something that destroys us? Like, what if the Shoggoths are a metaphor for that?
It's a chilling thought. So our explorers are in this alien city, surrounded by impossible architecture, haunted by the Shoggoths, and they're starting to realize just how vast and indifferent the universe really is.
It's a lot to handle.
It is. So what happens next? Do they survive? Do they learn any more about these Elder Things? Or this other alien species?
Well, in their pursuit of knowledge, they stumble upon one final discovery, something that pushes them right to the edge. And it all happens in the mountains.
Okay, so we left off with those mountains, right? The crazy tall ones that the expedition found.
Yeah, the ones that seem to defy all known geology. Well, our intrepid explorers finally get a closer look. And what they find, it's a game changer.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. Lay it on me. What's waiting for them up there? Another lost city. A Shoggoth breeding ground.
Even weirder. They discover this massive, frozen entity. I'm talking colossal, like bigger than anything they've seen so far. And it's ancient, like way older than the Elder Things.
Well, hold up. Older than the Elder Things. So we're going way, way back in time now. Like before even those guys were around.
Exactly. And there are hints that this entity, it might be connected to the Elder Things somehow. Maybe their creator. Or like a progenitor of some kind.
Whoa, their creator. So the Elder Things, as advanced as they were created by something even more powerful. This is blowing my mind.
It really makes you question everything, right? Everything the expedition thought they knew about the Elder Things, about the history of life on Earth, it all gets thrown out the window.
It's like you think you finally got a handle on things, and then, bam, the universe just throws another curveball. A giant, frozen, ancient curveball.
That's cosmic horror for you. Lovecraft's all about reminding us that we're constantly operating with incomplete information, and the universe is full of mysteries that are just way beyond our understanding.
Okay, enough cosmic dread for a minute.
Yeah.
What about the Shoggoths? They have to make an appearance at some point, right? I mean, we've been talking about them this whole time.
They do. Remember those bas-relief sculptures that depicted the Elder Thing's history? Well, they show the Shoggoths rebelling, and as the expedition explores deeper, they accidentally awaken some of them.
Oops. Not good. So what happens? Do they manage to fight them off?
It's chaos, pure chaos. A
Yeah.
terrifying chase through this alien city, these scientists trying to escape these shape-shifting horrors.
Oh man, talk about a nightmare scenario. It sounds intense.
It is, and amidst the chaos, as they're running for their lives, they see something even more terrifying.
What? Even more terrifying than a Shoggoth? What could that possibly be?
Lovecraft doesn't explicitly say what it is, just that it was massive, like way bigger than the frozen entity lurking in the depths of the city. And it was. Watching them.
Lovecraft, you are killing me with suspense. Okay, so we've got the expedition on the run, shape-shifting monsters on their tail, and this mysterious, colossal creature lurking in the shadows. What happens next? Do they make it out alive?
Well, some of them do. They manage to escape. But they're never the same. They're scarred physically and mentally by what they saw. They come back to the world haunted by these visions of cosmic horror and by the knowledge that there are things out there in the vastness of the universe that we were never meant to understand.
So it's a classic Lovecraftian ending, huh? Full of unanswered questions and that lingering sense of dread. I mean, we never even find out what that massive creature was, do we?
We don't. And that's part of what makes it so effective. It leaves us with this feeling of unease, like there's something else out there waiting in the darkness.
So after this whole deep dive, what are we left with? What's the takeaway from At the Mountains of Madness?
It's more than just a scary story. Lovecraft is really forcing us to confront our place in the universe, to question everything we think we know, and to face the possibility that some things are just beyond our comprehension.
And to be careful what we wish for. Because sometimes the knowledge we seek can destroy us. Like maybe those Shoggoths are a metaphor for our own technological advancements, creating things we can't control.
That's a great point. And it's up to each reader to decide what resonates with them the most. I mean, that's the beauty of Lovecraft. His work is so open to interpretation.
So it's a chilling reminder of our own insignificance in the face of this vast and indifferent universe. But it also sparks this sense of wonder, this urge to explore and understand, even though it might be dangerous.
And if you're looking for more of that cosmic horror goodness, be sure to check out some of Lovecraft's other work. Classics like The Call of Cthulhu or The Shadow over Innsmouth, they'll keep you up at night in the best way possible.
Until next time, explorers, keep those minds open. But maybe not too open, eh?